Hi guys, welcome back to Wondershare FamiSafe, an application designed to help parents safeguard their children from different cyber threats by constantly monitoring their online activities. I'm Jessica, and in today's episode we're going to talk about a few tips on how to deal with your kids when preparing them for their return to school. And I realise it's still only the middle of summer, but trust me, the sooner you slowly and gradually start with this, the better and easier it's going to be on you as well as your kids. But before we start with the tips, let's first get into the nitty-gritty of why it's important not to overlook this preparation, despite the fact that for many of you out there, school is still more than a month away. While for some kids, going back to school is exciting. They're going to see their friends again, restart some of their favourite subjects and after-school activities. Others are going to be troubled with anxiety when thinking about the new school year. This is especially true for kids who are starting at a new school who are already anxious about being away from their parents. Kids can become anxious or worried when thinking about the upcoming school year due to their experiences with bullying. For many of these kids, the summer holiday represents a welcome reprieve from the mean behaviour of some of their school peers. And as the school year approaches, or you start reminding them of that, they begin to start worrying about if they have to go through the same experiences again. Other kids might be stressed about appearance-related issues. Children coming from underserved communities or those living in poverty may worry about not having the right clothes or supplies. I mean, despite the fact that kids are essentially good by nature, their moods and behaviour can easily be influenced by a number of factors, which often means that kids can also be very direct and mean without considering the wider consequences of their actions. In a way, you could say that they live in the moment, but that still doesn't mean that their behaviour cannot have some lasting effects on the children. One other example of this may be kids who worry about how others will view them, especially if they experience weight changes or are now wearing glasses, have developed acne, or have recently started puberty, when all that anxiety may also significantly emphasise or elevate due to their hormonal changes. Others' everyday stresses include having falling out with their close friend, not doing well in certain subjects or sports, changing schools and dealing with the new environment, and being assigned to a new teacher that they either dislike or consider difficult in one way or another. Or perhaps you have kids who, despite you wishing that they would do well in school, are just not naturally academic and the curriculum just does not sit well with them. And while the anxiety slowly flows for most kids as the school year goes on, you guys, their parents, can help them get off to a good start. So let's get into some practical tips on what you can do to help. First, check in with yourself and make sure you're ready to start. Kids often easily tell if you're nervous about school starting. After all, for many parents, it's also a time of watching their babies taking their first academic steps, starting a new school or transitioning to a higher education, or just seeing their child leave them after spending every single day with them over the summer break. So managing your own stress is a good way to help them feel calm too. Then be sure to really listen to kids' worries. Often kids just need a little validation, saying things such as, "I know how hard it is to get to know a new teacher," or "when I was your age," and sharing some personal experience will make them feel much better. You can also help them make their plans for handling any specific things that they're worrying about. This may well be one of the most important steps when preparing to transition your child from the summer holidays while reducing the back-to-school stress, especially if your child has a rather schedule-free summer with loose or regular routines. By all means, waiting until the last weekend before school starts will most likely contribute to your child's anxiety and fuel their fears about a new school year. So try to start school year sleep habits a few weeks before school starts. This should include scheduled time to go to bed and wake up. Begin introducing the same morning routine your child will be experiencing after the school year starts, such as getting dressed early, showering, having breakfast, and brushing their teeth. If you have a dog, incorporate the morning walk into the routine so they get used to doing things straight away rather than just playing and sitting themselves in front of the TV. If you don't have a pet, include some other chores into the schedule to keep them active and not just active through play. After that, if possible, have out-of-home play dates with some of your child's friends, based on the morning schedule that would coincide with their morning routines during the school year. Now, regardless of when you begin this routine, avoid telling your child that the reason they go to bed early is to be ready and rested for school. There's just no way your child will have a better night's sleep if you remind them that will be facing their fears when they wake up the next morning. One of the best ways to prepare your child for the next school year is to talk about the positives and get them excited about being in control of their preparations. But whenever you decide to do this, do it well in advance because it's quite possible your child may not feel there's anything positive about school. At least not initially. For some kids, the idea of going back to some routines or facing up to their fears, even if they are logical to you, is essentially not that different from their experience with the dentist. I personally know students who dread the dentist visit regardless of the fact that they never experience any pain. But this is what it's all about, subjective and biased perceptions and views. This is why talking about the fears and turning them into positive and excitement can be a cathartic release for the children, which is vital when helping them overcome their anxiety, provoking thoughts and feelings. So talk about their favourite teacher, friend or field trip or any happy memory of school they experienced last year. Share your own happy memories from school. Over time, this positively turned process will help your child come to their self-realisation that there are many positive aspects to going back. One of the biggest things a parent can do that no one else can do is eliminate some of the unknown. So if your child is nervous about the first day, start planning things together. Agree on taking them to school together. Maybe do it ahead of time to walk around together and figure out where everything is. Meeting the teacher early can also help. You can also plan the handoff on the first morning. If your child has a friend who they would love to join when heading to school for the first time, plan it together so that this is done the right way. And later, when your child does not get through the moment of separation anxiety, be sure to remain calm and happy. Praise them and encourage them by saying things such as, "Great job, I'm so proud of you for getting up early today and heading straight to class this morning." Social and emotional health activities are an effective way to help your child cope with pretty much any stress and anxiety. This may include physical sports that they can perform alone or even better with you if you're used to exercising at home. Or it can be creative things such as projects that you can prepare for them. Spending time with pets is also a great reason to get out for a wander. And if you don't have pets, find a different reason to venture out for a stroll, go for a hike. Or even better, combine these activities and instead of driving to a museum or a movie theatre, park further away and walk to them. Encourage your child to reconnect to some of their school friends. Arrange play dates, or if they know where they live or playgrounds they visit, take your kids there and give them the opportunity to interact with their peers and reconnect with kids that they may recognise from school. I guarantee you that this is probably one of the easiest ways to relax your kids and get them excited about going back. I know it's only the middle of summer for many, but preparation is key. And while our little ones don't possess the foresight or the ability to think this far ahead, teachers like me and you guys, their parents, do. It's up to all of us to make sure that the transition from summer holidays to school is not only as smooth and painless as possible, but more than anything, it's a positive one. These kids, their young minds are so easily affected by the good and the bad in their lives that it is vital to make sure that their childhood, the memories and experience are as positive as possible. And the better job we do, the easier it's going to be as they grow older and mature. One day you'll wake up and they'll be chasing you to give them money or take them shopping because they'll be excited to leave home and go to university or abroad. And this is why we at FamiSafe really care that we don't only provide you with tools such as our software that protects our kids from online threats and helps us see their whereabouts or the content they view that they interact online, but we also want to provide as many helpful tips as possible. Kids are our future, and trying to make sure a happy one is the best thing we can all strive for and hope for. All right, and this is where I'll leave you. If you enjoyed this episode, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, press the bell, and most importantly, if there's anything you want to share, write them in the comments below. We love reading them and interacting with you guys directly. Oh, and I almost forgot, if you want to know more about the features of our family products, check out the description below. Bye.